Hey guys, this is Jaren from the Geek Index. With me, I have Nick Greb.
Yo.
I got the homie Ricardo.
Hey.
And I got the luptious Derek Bernardo.
I don't want to be here.
It's too bad.
I don't think
here.
liptious is a word.
Don't tell him that.
It is now.
Don't tell him.
Now your hair is nappy. All right, so what we're doing today, we're discussing Star Wars Episode 5. Now this is The Empire Strikes Back. Let's get right into this.
Why are you staring into my eyes when you say that?
I'm trying to show you how excited I am about this movie.
Don't show me.
No, so the movie starts off. All right, so
Picks up immediately where we left off.
no, it doesn't. It's after some time period, like after Darth Vader's like searching for these guys, and the whole like rebel like base got fucked up by Darth Vader, and so they finally make a new base. I forget the name of the planet. Hulf, and it's a ice base. So they go there. It's an ice planet. It's an ice base. And it's an ice world. And so they're there, and Darth Vader sends a drone there. It's a probe. He sends out map probes off of his spaceship. And you start off with Luke Skywalker, and he's like going around seeing if there's any life on this planet. And this is the funny part.
What's that called? The Tauntaun?
Yeah, no, he's on the Tauntaun. He's on the Tauntaun. It's him and Han, and they're like going around looking for life on this planet. And Luke is like, nah, there's no life here. There ain't life here at all. And he's like reporting in, and they're like, all right, Luke, come on back. And Han's like, all right, I'll see you back at the base. Next thing you know, Luke is fucked up real quick. Like, real quick. He should have checked a little longer to see if there was life on this planet. Because he was like, there's a meteorite. I'm going to go check that out. And then next thing you know, he just gets swatted. He just get ripped. And then, like, we go to cut to a scene with Han, and he's back at the base. And everyone's like, where's Luke at? He's like, we'll check for him. He goes to the commander saying how he's not going to be part of the fleet anymore. He's actually going to go off. He has to repay Jabba the Hutt. And, like, he doesn't want to cause any problems for the rebel base. And Princess Leia they have this little moment where she's like, nah, you love me. He's like, no, he's like, nah, you love me. And she's like, nah, I don't. He's like, yeah, you do. And he's like, nah, I don't. And then she's like, where's Luke? She sends 3PO to him and be like, where's Luke at? And he's like, no one knows where Luke is. Next thing you know, we cut to the scene where Luke is like hanging like a piece of meat in this like ice beast. Do you know the name of the ice beast?
No.
Ice beast. I'm gonna call it a Yeti because it looks like a Yeti. And the Yeti's there. He's eating like it's like.
Can we name him?
What do you name? What do you want to name
him?
Jaren. Yeti, Jaren the Yeti.
What about Jensen?
What do you name him?
I don't know.
Oh, Jaren the Yeti is eating
I was
like.
just kidding. I was call it Jaren.
Oh, I was gonna call it dude because it gives a character. It's a Wampa. Sounds like a Pokemon. So the Wampa's eating like his Christmas dinner. He's just like licking his fingers, eating straight up eating chicken. And then Luke is like, "Oh snap!" And then Luke wakes up and he's like, he sees his lightsaber because he's realized he's like trapped above.
Isn't what's it called again?
The Wampa?
Yeah, wasn't that eating his Tauntaun? Luke's.
Yeah,
it was eating Tauntaun.
Yeah.
Damn. Took the Tauntaun and Luke.
That was Christmas dinner.
Yeah.
It was the appetizer before Luke.
And Luke's looking at his Skywalker, his lightsaber. He's
His
just
Skywalker.
Luke looks at his Skywalker and realizes.
He was just like, "Come here, lightsaber. Come here, I need you." And the Wampa, right? I'm gonna say Willy Wonka.
And Willy Wonka.
I'm gonna say
before he started making candy, he resorted to cannibalism.
He was a Yeti that ate Tauntauns on ice planets.
He's gonna go over to like Luke and he's like, "I'm gonna eat the shit out of you." But then Luke grabs his lightsaber, slices the ice thing that's covering his feet, and then cuts the arm off of the Wampa. Now, remember this. Arm cutting is a very big thing in the Star Wars universe. Like, everyone gets
some part of their arm cut off.
Wah, wah, wampa.
I'm done with you. And then Luke decides to go outside in the freezing cold and was, I'm going to find some way back to the base. Leia sends out, no, Leia doesn't send out anyone. She wants people to go out. They get ready to close the gate, but Han is like, I'm going to go find Luke. And so he takes his Tom-Tom, and he's going out to find Luke.
It's a Tauntaun.
Tauntaun? I keep saying
Isn't
Tom-Tom
Tom the
is a
GPS?
GPS. I just want everyone to know I'm gonna mess up a lot with the names. I'm terrible at names, but I know the story. So the Tauntaun,
Yes.
the Tauntaun.
Tom.
Shut up. Takes Tauntaun. He's looking for Luke. He finds Luke. Luke's like, I'm dying.
He's
I gotta
like,
go.
Snowblind.
But before Han finds Luke, Obi-Wan decides to like show up in his spirit form and was like, "You have to go to the Data Bus system." I said it right?
Yeah.
Data Bus. I've been saying that like all day yesterday because I'm like,
Use the Force and run.
you gotta find Data Bus system and you gotta go find Yoda, and Yoda's gonna train you to become a Jedi. You have to do that. And Luke's like, okay. And then Luke is about to pass out, and Han's like, Luke, I found you. Now this is a very important scene in the Star Wars universe because I saw it, but I'm not 100% sure. Han took Luke's lightsaber. It was in Luke's hand, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because he made it so that Luke turned it on, and then he cut his Tauntaun that apparently passed out real quick. It was like, oh shit, it's Matt Cold, I'm dead.
Well, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure the Tauntaun just died.
Yeah,
But Tauntauns are meant for this kind of weather, and this Tauntaun was like, I wasn't built for this weather.
it like you like saw it.
I was built for the cold, but not this cold.
You saw his face, and it was like, oh, I'm dead. It just died real quick.
Right on the spot.
Yeah, and Han cuts open the Tauntaun, puts Luke inside of it for him to stay warm, and then he builds a shelter. From the supplies that he had on the Tauntaun. The shelter's built. The next morning, Leia sends out troops. The troops find Han and
Luke inside a carcass of Tauntaun.
no, it was a shelter, but like Luke was inside the carcass. They take him back to the base. Luke is in this like Super Saiyan chamber, getting healed real quick.
He's in that Darth Vader chamber that you saw in that one movie.
Yeah, way back when. But like it's like. Can you imagine if we ever had that? Like the liquid. Do you think we have that already?
But liquid, probably.
Yeah.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah, I think we have that. Like
It's called stem cells.
not at all.
You just bathe in a whole tub of stem cells.
This is not an episode of South Park with Christopher Walken.
So at this point, Darth Vader's just like, all right. So they go back out. They find the probes that's actually like been searching for them. It was Chewie and Han that find the probe. Chewie distracts the probe, and then Han shoots it twice, blows up the probe, and then Darth is just like, I found them. That's where they are. That's exactly where they are. We have to go there right now, destroy the rebel base, get this squashed right now. But I want Luke. That's what I want the most. I need Luke. I believe this is the part where he was talking to the Chancellor, who was actually Dark Sidious.
Yes, Palpatine.
Palpatine.
Is indeed Sidious.
Sidious, and this is the part where he's actually saying how Luke is actually going to be the person to destroy the dark side. Like he feels the Force inside of him, and like he's becoming like a big threat. And so this is a very important scene because this is also when Darth Vader actually negotiates with Lord Sidious and saying how he doesn't want to kill Luke, that we can get Luke to join the dark side.
What if we could get him to turn to the dark side? No, we must kill him. But we can rule the galaxy, and you'll have one more person on your... I don't know if that's the exact words anymore.
I mean, pretty much that's what happened. And then he was like, that is a good idea. You're right.
I made you my apprentice for a reason.
This is a very good idea. And so now at this point, Darth Vader's like, all right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go there. I need Luke to join my team. So he goes there, and he sends like a massive squad. Really, it's just like 4 walkers. Really, 4 walkers. And then that one random walker that just like crawls around. It's the cute one. So you have the 4.
It's
The,
a cute one.
you have the
Which ones are you talking about, Jaren?
the 4. What the name?
The
of-
The AT-ATs.
Yes.
the AT&Ts.
Yeah, the AT&Ts.
The phone service.
Oh my god.
Is that
So
what they're really
the
called?
AT-ATs.
It's AT&T.
AT&Ts. And what's the small one called?
Chicken walkers?
Is it really called a chicken walker? The
I
ATST?
call them chicken walker.
No. It's okay. So
Jared's
is it
hungry.
really called a chicken walker?
No,
No,
it's
it's not
called an
called
AT-AT and an AT-ST.
I hate you. All right.
Chicken walker.
So the AT-ATs, they're the main ones that are destroying up the entire fucking
They're destroying the fucking...
the entire fucking rebel base. And the AT-ST is the one that's like, I believe that has the Darth Vader wannabe inside of it. Is that the one that had the Darth Vader?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was not a clone,
Admiral?
but it was to dupe them.
Yeah.
It was to make them think that they were gaining ground.
Yeah. And so they're destroying the entire base. And at this point, it's where they're sending out the support troops because they realize that Darth Vader's coming. So they're like, all right, we have to get the ships out of here. We got to send them out and get them out of here as soon as possible. So they send the one support ship out. They actually passed the barrier of the fleet. And it still has the AT-ATs are still coming around. They're just trying to destroy the force field so Darth Vader can actually come to the planet and actually wipe out the rest of the rebel base.
I'd like everyone to know that this is actually one hell of a battle. The battle that takes place on Hoth.
Yeah,
It's insane.
it's because
AT-ATs are getting tripped up by wires. There's Imperial troopers all around. Luke's hopping up in his own wow, I can't believe
Snow speeder.
this X-wing. No,
Yeah.
no, they were the X-wings.
No, they were in snow speeders.
The snow speeders. They were the snow speeders, and Luke actually does work because his gunner actually got knocked out, and so he's like directing everyone how to actually to fight the AT-ATs, and so that's when the wire trip up happened. Can I just say after the wire tripped up and it fell, it only took one shot for the entire thing to blow up. It was like
we can't blow it up. Oh look, it tripped. Shoot it, kaboom.
Apparently,
Oh,
when
we
it
win.
trips, its shield disables.
it was like a Star Fox scene. How like
Right.
you take out that
I'm
one.
pretty sure they ripped off a scene from Star Wars in Star Fox.
Because as soon as you take off the force field, you just and it's just boom. So it's like, good job,
Pretty sure
guys.
that's actually the first. If you go do the secret boss in Star Fox,
Yeah.
it's a thing that looks like an AT-AT, and you can shoot out its leg,
Yeah.
and then it's just open game at that point.
Yeah, it can't do anything else afterwards. And so Luke's squad gets completely almost like knocked out, and Luke loses his actual ship, and he's trying to save his homie that's inside of it, but the AT-AT just crushes him. That's when Luke does some like Teen Titan nonsense. He goes up, shoots a grapple, like climbs inside, takes his lightsaber, open up the AT-AT, throws a bomb in it, and it blows up. And like that was Luke by himself. Like Luke is
It worked.
he's an actual hero, man. He's a real G.I. Joe. And when the base is getting destroyed, they're trying to Princess Leia is actually directing the entire she's directing the entire evacuation. So everyone's listening to Princess Leia, and Han's just like, we have to go right now. It's getting real serious. We have to get you out of here more so than anyone else. And so he's like directing her, telling her what to do, and she's like, all right, you take care of the rest of the evacuation. I gotta go. So now they're going, and they're trying to get to like the last support ship out, but they can't get to it, so they take the Millennium Falcon. They go to the Millennium Falcon, and it's C-3PO, Han, Chewie, and Leia. They go
Squad.
to the Millennium Falcon, and then they're finally getting ready to go, and then that's when Darth Vader actually hits the scene, and Darth Vader's just like, yo, I'm about to come and mess everything up here. But luckily, they blow up the stormtroopers that's trying to block their way, and then they take off. Luke and the rest of the group is, all right, we're gonna rendezvous with everyone, but Luke's like, no. So he takes his X-Wing, and he's like, I'm gonna go to the database system and find Yoda. And he's even talking to R2, and R2 is just like, nah, we gotta go rendezvous. And he's like, nah, I know what I'm doing. We're gonna go to the database system, and that's where we're gonna go meet Yoda. So now everyone's split up. Darth Vader's back to having his like, I need to find Luke Skywalker no matter what. So he goes back to the Chancellor.
Bring me Skywalker.
He kills like two admirals at this point in time. He just force chokes like one of them. Doesn't he force choke one of them through actual like teleprompt? Like he's like talking through one through like a screen, and he's just like, "You're dead." And then the guy behind him, I would hate to be the guy working behind the admiral, because Darth Vader just chooses. He's just like, all right, I killed him. You're the admiral now, so all the pressure falls on you, and you're just like, damn.
How about you be the camera guy who's just recording the guy, and he's just like, you're like, what's going on? You need a drink? You want some seltzer? I ain't got no water. Oh, force choke. Oh.
Like, damn, he's dead. All right.
He's dead, Jim.
So Darth Vader's now in pursuit of Han and Leia.
The Rebel Alliance.
Yeah, and the rest of the Rebel Alliance. But it's just mainly Han and Leia because they're in the Millennium Falcon. He's like, I need the Millennium Falcon because he wants to capture Han and Leia because that's how he's going to get to Luke. He's trying to use him as a trap. And so Han is such a genius, all right? So it takes 4 star... What are the name of this? The fucking ships. battleships.
TIE fighters?
TIE fighters. There you go.
TIE
TIE fighters.
Fry fighters.
Fry fighters. I like that.
Jaren didn't work on his Star Wars vocabulary before he came into the office
I never
today.
worked
Did they
in-
come from the McDonald's system?
I never work in any vocabulary. Wow, fuck you. I'm about to call them fry fighters from now on. So the TIE fighters are now
Fry fighters shooting out their sweet and sour goodness.
they're going after Han and Leia, but what they do is actually go to through the astrofield because Han and Chewie couldn't fix the light speed jump. So they're going through the astrofield. He gets rid of all the TIE fighters. No one
TIE
calls
fighters.
I hate this so
Think
much.
of Gabe.
TIE, okay. Do all the TIE fighters, and they go on this big asteroid. Now, when they go into
How
this,
big is this asteroid?
it's really big. It's almost
It's
like a
pretty
small
damn
planet.
big.
It's pretty big. They go down this hole and they land, and what they're doing is they're actually turn off all the power, and they're actually trying to save as much power by just chilling there. So we go to Luke. Now, Luke is now at the database system, and like he lands inside of a swamp, and he notices that the X-wing is actually sinking, but he can't really do anything. So he's like looking for Yoda, and he even says that this place is very familiar, but he doesn't know why. And he's walking around. R2 actually gets eaten real quick by this monster,
Right.
but then the monster spits him up because he's like, "Damn, I can't,
You sucked. I can't eat you.
can't eat this." And he starts setting up camp. He charges in R2 and he's getting ready to eat food. And next thing you know, he turns around and it's motherfucking Yoda.
There's this little troll just going through his stuff. Just goes right through his bag. Like it ain't nothing. He's like, ooh, book bag. What's this?
He is a Jedi Master. He could do whatever he wants.
He's an insane old
Yeah,
hermit at this point.
We talked about this because Yoda's been in isolation for all this time, so he actually went like insane.
Yeah, he's kind of lost his mind at this point.
Nah, he's a
kind of-
Jedi Master, bro.
No doubt he's
He's still the
one of
Jedi
greatest
Master.
Greatest Jedi Grandmasters of all time, but he's also still an insane old man.
Because compared to how you saw him in Episode 3 when he was really serious to now when he's going through Luke stuff like just like, oh, I'm gonna eat this.
He's
Right,
also, I
exactly.
mean,
I
this
want
is
this-
granted. This is also before the CGI technology.
Yeah, but still, like he's like taking the flashlight. He has a fight with R2 over a flashlight, and R2's just Luke is just like, let him have
Yoda
it.
and R2 are like best friends.
well,
Yeah.
Yoda remembers R2. R2 doesn't remember Yoda.
Still best friends.
Their memory, the droid's memories was wiped at the end of 3, so they didn't remember anything. So they wouldn't have the fear of telling Luke his actual heritage.
Squad. And
Yoda
so,
it just went crazy, so he didn't remember nothing. Yoda's like, I think I know you, but you look like a microwave, and I want popcorn.
so now Yoda's telling Luke like, you're looking for someone, and Luke's like, yeah, I'm looking for Yoda. He's like, oh, I know who Yoda is. Follow me, I'll take you to him. So Yoda takes him to his house, and the next thing you know,
Slips him the pill.
yeah, next thing you know, Luke is just like, oh, you are Yoda, and he's like, yeah, I'm Yoda. I'm the Jedi Master you've been looking for. And so then begins the training, but the first thing Yoda says is that you are too old to be doing the training, because remember, they start off the Jedi training as children. But since they never had the opportunity, they start Luke off really late.
Jedi were super dead at this point.
So they couldn't really, beggars couldn't be choosers at this point.
Right.
So they were
Yoda's
just
just like, I ain't doing it. And you're like, listen, I'm the only one left. Deal? And Yoda's like, crazy.
So thus begins the Jedi training there. We go back to Han and Leia and Chewie and C-3PO, and we realize that the ship is being under attack, but they don't know why. And then you go outside, and then they start shooting these little aliens. But once they're shooting, they also notice that when they shoot, the entire planet kind of shakes. And
Asteroid.
The asteroid, it was like a planet. You know what I mean? The rock in space. Okay, Derek? The rock
Rock
in
says-
space.
That's basically a planet.
The Rock says that I shake in space.
I'm beat you.
Dun,
So-
dun,
He threatened me.
The rock starts shaking, and Han automatically was just like, we got to go right now. We don't have time to wait. We got to go right
I
now.
remember this part when I was a kid.
They get in the Millennium Falcon, and they dip. And as soon as you see them leave, you saw like the cave starting to collapse, and Leia's like, the cave is collapsing. Han's like, this is not a cave. They dip out, and you see it's a giant worm.
It's a tauntaun.
It's not a tauntaun. Shut up.
It's Meg Griffin.
It really is. And the worm bites, and then they finally like leave, and that's when Darth Vader is just like, we found them once again. And so the entire fleet goes in for Han, Leia, the Millennium Falcon, the crew that's inside of it. So they start flying and trying to get past everyone. And Han has a great idea. They saying that the Millennium Falcon actually went to light speed and like vanished. But what Han did is he actually like landed on top of Darth Vader's what's the name of the ship?
The rebuild Death Star.
It wasn't Death Star.
Death Star number 2.
It wasn't Death Star number 2. Star Destroyer. Thank you. The Star Destroyer. So they land on the Star Destroyer, and they're chilling there. The main reason why they're chilling there is because the main reason why they're landing on the Star Destroyer is because
Yeah, come on. What reason?
You've been on a roll with the story so far. Come on, don't let us down.
the plan is what Han is going to do is he's going to wait for them to actually release the garbage before they go into light speed and get out of there. So once they start before they go light speed, they release all the trash. And what he's going to do is trying to get in to become the trash and like merge with the trash so that they can't be found
one
out.
with the trash.
But what Darth Vader does is he actually enlists a group of bounty hunters to actually go and find them. One of them actually happens to be Boba Fett. Now, this is important because Boba Fett is actually a really main character in the Star Wars universe in this movie and also Episode 6. If you guys haven't seen who Boba Fett is, he's actually the son of Jango Fett, who's been waiting to actually get back at the Jedi after all this time.
Jango's better, but Jango goes down like a sucker.
Jango dies.
Jango goes down like a sucker. It's
Real
so
quick.
sad the way they treat Jango.
They didn't make him seem strong at all.
No, they don't. They don't give Jango a chance in the first 3.
So after this, they go back to the database system where Luke is training with Yoda, and Luke is actually getting proper training. He goes into this other swamp area, and he has to actually fight his own dark side. And Yoda actually tells him, you don't need to bring any weapons, you don't need to bring anything in there. You just need to be yourself and be calm and be one with the Force. But Luke doesn't listen. He goes in with his lightsaber and his gun, and then he actually sees like a copy of Darth Vader, which is he fights him, kills him, which is actually himself. So he's actually fighting his own dark side. That's a very important thing that we're going to have to learn in Episode 6 as well. And then he comes out, and he starts to learn the Force again. And R2 is just like, yo, your ship is sinking. And Luke is just like, I can't do anything. And Yoda's like, yeah, you can. He's like, I can't do it. He's like, don't say you can't do, don't try, just do it. That's all you got to do.
Use the midichlorians, Luke.
And Luke's just like, he tries to like actually raise his ship out of the swamp, but he's not able to do it, and he gives up and he goes sits down, and Yoda's just like, I got this. Yoda just goes out straight, lifts it, moves it, plants it down, you're good to go. This is when Han, the Millennium Falcon crew, is actually being pursued by Boba Fett, and they go to, I forget the name of the planet. Say it again?
Cloud City.
Cloud City, where his friend Lando
Calrissian.
Calrissian.
Wow, I'm sorry. I thought of a planet. sorry.
I'm just gonna call him Lando because I'm terrible with last names. I'm terrible with all names if we haven't figured it out by now.
It's like easy, I
Mr.
don't know, so just call it
Calrissian.
Lando.
I'm just gonna call him Lando. So Lando is just like
Billy
he's
D. Williams to you, sir.
Lando. He's like Lando's my friend. He can give us protection. He's not good with the Empire, so we can hide out there.
Yeah.
So Lando is just like, all right, you guys come down, proper landing. They actually shoot his ship a little bit. He lands. Like, yo, Lando, what's going on? Yeah, I got this problem. Lando's like, I got you. Come with me. And Leia's suspicious the entire time, and no one knows why. But Lando's like, nah, I got you. I'll fix your ship. I'll fix C-3PO. Like, I'll take care of you. C-3PO gets shot up real quick. C-3PO's in pieces. Chewie actually finds him. Chewie's just like, yo, you guys beat up C-3PO real quick. And he brings him to where Han and Leia are. Lando comes in and was just like, yo, let's go get breakfast. It's a great meeting for all of you.
He's being sketched the whole time. I don't know how Han Solo was dumb enough to just be like, yeah, we were best friends. The whole time he's like,
he was desperate.
Breakfast? Yeah. Bagels? Anybody? Bagels?
So then
I get bagels.
they
Let's
go
get bagels.
they go to where they're having breakfast. They open the door. It's fucking Darth Vader's just chilling there like, yo.
Hello there, Solo.
Han doesn't even wait. Han takes out the gun and was just like, Darth Vader's just like, stop.
Because
psych,
remember,
chill.
always remember, Han shot first.
we're not getting into that right now. But Darth Vader's just
It's
like,
not even
stop.
the same scene, but
Darth Vader's just like, stop, we're not doing this. And then the stormtroopers come out. The reason why C-3PO was actually broken was because there were stormtroopers there. They shot him up because they didn't want everyone finding out. So Chewie's fixing C-3PO. They fix everything but his legs. They get captured, and Boba Fett comes out and was like, I need Han for fucking
Bubba.
Jabba the Hutt.
Bubba dubba. Wubba lubba dub dub.
can I just say before you go any further, this is a whole universe full of all these insane creatures and a lot of white people. There's one girl in the whole universe, and there's one black guy, and they had to make him the traitor. Of all people, they were just like, you gotta do the dirty work, I'm sorry. And he's just like,
But Lando makes up for it, kind of, sort of, in a way.
kinda.
Sort of.
One black guy
in a way.
one black guy in the whole universe.
In a
This is what
way.
he has to do.
In a way. So they capture him, and they're like, all right, we're going to use you to bring Luke here. They torture the shit out of Han Solo. It was funny because they were just like, he was like, they didn't even ask me questions. They were just fucking They didn't even ask me questions. So they're like, we're going to bring Luke here, and the reason, that's how we know. And Luke felt it. Luke was like, yo, my friends are in trouble. He's at the database system. Yoda's like, don't go.
You're not ready.
Obi-Wan comes back, like, real quick, like, as a spirit, don't go. He even does this, like, he's like, Luke, don't go. I was like, what are you doing,
They're telling
Obi-Wan?
him, they're just like, don't go. You're not ready. They're like, it's going to end up with a showdown with Vader, and you're not at all ready for this. And he's like, baby's got to do what a baby's got to do.
So so he finally goes. After all the advice that they're giving him not to go, he goes anyway, and they know it's a trap. So Darth Vader is actually saying how we're going to capture him in the carbon system, and the only way to do that is actually get him there, but to test it, they use Han Solo. So that's when you get the famous Han Solo being trapped inside of this
The block of carbon.
yeah, the block of carbon. And Boba Fett's just like, if we kill him, I can't pay him off. He's like, yo, if he dies, yo, don't worry, the Empire got you. So they trapped Han in the carbon. It was good. He was still alive. They were setting the trap for Luke. They tell Orlando that he's not keeping Chewie or Leia anymore. So he's like saying, put him on a ship. Lando makes a plan.
Lando got upset about that because Lando was like, as long as I know I'm betraying you, but as long as I'm in control of this, I got this. And they're like, you're not in control anymore. And he's like, there goes my plan.
But what Lando does is he actually makes a plan to stop that whole thing from happening, and he makes it so that Leia and Chewie actually are able to escape. But Luke gets there, and Luke's just like, all right, I got this. Boba Fett shoots Luke, and Leia's just like, it's a trap. Don't do it. It's a trap, Luke. It's a trap. But it actually was a trap. It was a trap set up for him, and he actually faces off with his father. Which you don't know was his father, but we know is his father. In case you didn't know it was his father, yo, it's his father.
Whoa. Spoilers, bro.
That reveal is
Bro.
nowhere near as big. I was talking to you about this the other day.
Yeah.
How like everybody's like stereotypical reaction to like the reveal. Like the reveal is nowhere near as, I guess, illustrious as everyone thinks it is. It's so incredibly casual the entire time. He's like, what is it? Obi-Wan told me what you did to my father, and he's like, you killed him, and he's like, no, like.
I'm
I
your
am
father.
your father. It's not even like, I am your father, Luke. Like, no, it's no like. I mean, it's bomb dropping, but like,
Yeah.
it's he's just incredibly casual and so easy about it. He's just like, that guy is me.
I'm your daddy,
Bring it in.
boy.
Come on, bring it in, son.
But the fight before him was actually like pretty epic for that time period. So it was a good fight with the
No,
whole
that was a
lightsaber
great
battle.
fight.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry, I was backing you up.
You
I love that fight. This is one of my
You
favorite.
backed him up too much.
This is one of the better Star Wars. Like out of the three, like even though the three are obviously better than the second three, like episodes 1, 2, and 3, like 5 to me is like the best Star Wars had to offer.
And remember when I said earlier how it was very crucial about hands being cut off? Yo, Luke gets his hand cut off while fighting his father. Everything that Yoda and Obi-Wan said came to fruition. That
He wasn't ready.
Over here using big words now. He wasn't ready. He got beat. He got wrecked. Darth Vader was like, "You're not gonna be able to beat me, but what you can do is you can join me, and together we
rule
can
the
take
galaxy
down
as father and
the Empire
son.
as father and son." And so, but Luke's like, "Nah, I'm not gonna do that." And so what Luke does is he drops down
Into the trash chute.
into the trash chute, goes past like everything, and survives. And then he's hanging on by like this little like antenna. and he actually senses out Leia and was like, Leia, I got fucked up. I need help.
Guys, I lost.
Leia, I can't hold on much longer, Leia, please. And Leia's like, yo, we gotta turn around. I feel him. My brother.
And they're like, we can't go back. And she's like, no, we got to. And he's like,
Chewie yells at Chewie's like,
we gotta go back. And he's like, shut up.
And so
Where's Han when I need him?
they go back. They get Luke. They start healing. They go back to this training station, healing station. The Millennium Falcon goes off to like find. I forget where they go. I think they're gonna go find Han. They're gonna go find Han. Luke stays on the station with Leia, and
this is like when they're sitting there. They're like defeated. They're just like, well, we're screwed. Like, the Rebel Alliance worked up so hard
and now
to like try and take down the Empire, and then the Empire was just like,
Empire Strikes Back.
but
they
like,
kind of just showed them like they kind of crapped on their entire plan.
yeah, they're getting ready to fail. But like Luke is now going to go back to the database system and get heals. He has a new arm. It's actually a cool looking like a regular arm. It's his regular hand, but like
That's why it doesn't matter to get your limbs cut off.
Yeah,
In the Star Wars universe, you just get robotic ones.
And bam, that's episode 5 right there. So
Episode 5 ended with like a keynote of like real despair. You're just like all this work they put in. Like they put in a lot of work. They do a lot. I mean, from Hoth to ensuring Luke gets proper Jedi training to Solo trying to make sure that like he keeps the rest of the group safe while Luke has like Han has to be in control. Han's just like, you're off training. You're the last of like your kind. We kind of need you to do everything you can. So I'll hold you down as best I can. And then like Darth Vader's just like,
I'll trap you in carbon.
yeah, like everything about that movie, like everything they do, they just get defeated one time after another. Plans crapped on, theories shitted on.
But there's also one more movie that's going to wrap up for this until we get into episode 7. So, with that being said, tune in next time for episode 6 of Star Wars, where we wrap up this segment that we're doing before The Force Awakens actually comes out in about 2 weeks. 2 weeks it comes out, right? The 18th?
The Return of the Jedi.
And I have no idea when I'm going to see it. Everything's sold out around here. But we're going to wrap up this episode. Once again, my name is Jaren.
Wait, before we go, can
What?
we have
What?
do we have that rule where we don't talk about the movie for at least a week?
Yeah, no, we have it for like a month. We're not going to talk about that movie.
I'm getting looks to like a month.
Yeah, we're make sure we're not going to talk about it for a while. But once again, my name is Jaren. With me was Nick,
Yay.
the homie Ricardo,
Hey.
and the poo-poo doo-doo face Derek Bernardo.
I'm gonna go out and buy a whole bunch of fry fighters.
I hate you. All right. And that was the Geek Index. Keep it geeky, guys.
Unlimited power.